Hey there. So this is a 21-day review of monk mode, which I've basically done over the last 21 days. So let's get right into it. So number one is what exactly is monk mode? So monk mode is basically a protocol. I'm not sure who exactly the founder was, but YouTubers like Iman Gaji talk a lot about it as such. But basically, it's like where you follow certain protocols or activities or things that you do on a daily basis that either eliminate certain distractions um, or basically bring a bit more self-discipline into your life. So I guess maybe what my monk mode protocol was basically I followed a 21 day sort of thing where over 21 days I basically did 10 minutes of meditation every day no matter what, pray for 5 minutes, exercise for 30 minutes, and no alcohol. So the no alcohol was removing something, and the meditation, praying, and exercise was actually adding something into my life. And why I decided to do this, I guess, was each one of those like four things that I decided to do had their own significance in my life, especially that specific moment. I did this over the holidays, which was challenging, not gonna lie. But at the same time, not so challenging because I guess things aren't as busy career-wise, so you have a bit more time to instill habits that um, you can potentially continue with once the holiday season is over. But why I personally decided to do it was actually it was a time in my life where I was going back to visit my family in Dubai. Um, and especially when you're on vacation, you're away from like your normal routine. I've seen in the past, it's been really easy for the mind to sort of just let go and for you to just let go and not kind of follow or not sort of stick to your disciplined habits that you've been sticking to for a while. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I chose that specific moments because I started my monk mode protocol on December, I think it was December 20th, if I'm not mistaken, 20th to 21st, and I finished it off on Jan 11th to 12th. So those are the 21 days. That was a 21-day period that I used. Um, and it was interesting doing no alcohol on stuff like Christmas, New Year's, and all that kind of stuff. But I'll talk a bit more about that. Another reason why I wanted to do it was for the specific activity. So when it came to meditation, I felt that over 2022 overall, I was very inconsistent with it. Like there'd be a month where I'd do it like 15 to 20 times, like 15 to 20 days in a month, and there'd be like 3 months where I didn't do it at all, basically. So I felt like that I wasn't as consistent, and as a result, I have noticed that in the months or in the seasons of my life where I am meditating, even if it's for 5 or 10 minutes, I'm a lot more self-aware and a lot more how do I say it? A lot more self-aware of the different thoughts that my mind keeps throwing at me, as compared to when I'm not meditating as such. And I kind of feel like I have less control over my mind. All the mind's kind of like a monkey just running around, basically. But that's one reason why I decided to do meditation. When it came to the no alcohol, this is more of like a productivity thing, but I have seen on the days that I do drink, although I don't tend to have like massive hangovers or anything like that, the next day I am slower. And especially like when do we normally drink? It's on like the weekends mostly. And as a result, what I have noticed is let's say on like Saturday mornings or Sunday mornings, let's say if I drink the night before, I am a lot slower. And the weekends has been one of the ways that I've been able to catch up on a lot of my work. And it's time to like focus when you're not bombarded with stuff throughout the week. So what I did find was I was why I wanted to do it was also to break that habit and also at the same time, of course, be healthier because alcohol basically has no nutritional value as such. Um, so yeah, and then another one for praying, I guess, was that uh, I'm someone that has always had a connection with God. I felt that that kind of waned a bit, especially in the last couple of months of 2022. Um, at times, you can get a bit too involved with your vices, per se. I'm just going to leave it at that. But I think this was just this is a good reminder of what's important in my life and what's not. So that was what's I guess praying played a factor and exercise. Lastly, I want to do it because I was going back home in Dubai. The food is incredible there. Of course, home food is incredible as well when you go back home. So I knew that that exercise would just kind of help me at least stay somewhat in shape and not completely lose track of all the all the progress I've made in 2022 when it comes to my body. Some of the benefits, as I spoke a bit about it, but some of the benefits that I saw, I found that 21 days was like I think the right time length to like an effective way to like build a habit, but also not commit for something that's too long. So, for example, with the meditation and the praying part, those are two habits that I am planning to stick with long term. The alcohol is something that, I do think, especially at a certain age that I'm at and the certain sort of environment that I'm in, maybe it's an excuse that I'm using, so maybe that is it. But from a social perspective, alcohol can help for sure, and I don't want to completely cut it out, but I definitely see the value in reducing it. So my goal is to definitely reduce the amount of alcohol that I'll be drinking in 2023 overall. Um, as such. So yeah, I found the 21 day period was an effective way to build habits that you can kind of go on in the long term. And also the 21 days kind of gives you an idea of like you notice like what habits or the monk mode protocol overall kind of gives you an idea of like what habits you want to continue moving forward and what you don't want to continue moving forward as such. And what I did find was that I was also starting my mornings off a lot better, especially in the last, I think, 3 to 4 months. I had nothing going on in the morning where I was basically just waking up and I'd like get on my laptop and I start working. And especially because I'm in sales where there's so many ups and downs. Like 1 second you feel like the king of the world, the next second you feel like everyone's basically hates you. So uh, starting my mornings off with just a bit of meditation, a bit of praying. I've also started reading a bit as well. It takes me like 10 to 15 minutes in the morning, and that just like centers me throughout the day. Of course, like things aren't perfect after, but I have found that I'm a lot more cognizant of the different thoughts the monkey mind is basically throwing throughout the day. So those are some of the benefits that I saw as such. I would definitely recommend it to anyone if you are looking, if you're maybe not a bit lost, but like you want to build a bit more self-discipline, you want to sort of build certain habits in your life. And also, if you are looking for a bit more direction, I think that at times what happens is when you're maybe a bit lost, you don't have a direction in your life, um, you can think, you may think that thinking your way through it is the way to do it, but I think at times just taking action and kind of building momentum. I think two things, taking action and building momentum can be massive factors in kind of putting you in the right track. And I wanted to end off and start off my year with this. Um, and yeah, no regrets with that. So that's kind of a review overall of my monk mode protocol. I'm definitely gonna be doing this in the future. I'm not sure what it's gonna look like, but this is just kind of like a trial run because I've never done this in the past. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you in the next one.